Our second question on reviewing performance with KPIs was, Oh My God Wheels operates 3 factories across Melbourne and they make wheel rims for sports cars. The factories are in Sunshine, Dandenong and Reservoir. OMG is a public company on the ASX and our performance has not gone well. In the last couple of years, the share price has gone down from $2.37 to 89 cents. So in 2021, the shareholders are putting pressure on the board to implement changes by cutting costs and closing one of the factories. The board is now considering which factory to close and has collected the following data on performance from each location in the last 3 years. So we've got Sunshine, product, and for each factory we've got rate of productivity growth, level of wastage, number of workplace accidents, number of customer complaints, rate of staff turnover. So there's Sunshine, there's Dandenong, there's Reservoir. And your question is going to be, first of all, to find the following KPIs. So let's start with rate of productivity growth. So it's all about making outputs with the least amount of inputs. And because it's got the word rate, we need to say, is it increasing or decreasing? Can't give the mark without that. All right, next one. Rate of staff turnover. Well, that is when employees leave the business and have to be replaced, either voluntary or involuntary. And again, because it's got the word rate in it, we need to write either it is either going up or going down. But the big question here is, based on the KPIs provided, propose and justify which factory should be closed. That can be a little tough. So I think the easiest thing here to do is go through each KPI and say which business did best and which business was worst. And that might help us pick one. So we can see Reservoir had the best productivity growth, Sunshine had the worst. Level of wastage, Sunshine is the worst, Reservoir is the best, Dandenong's in the middle. Workplace accidents, Dandenong is the best and Reservoir is the worst. Number of customer complaints, Sunshine's the worst, Dandenong's the best, and staff turnover, Reservoir is by far the worst, and Dandenong is the best. So look, it can be very confusing with all this data, but if you were a management consultant here and all you were given was that data, I think we could say, well, let's keep Dandenong. Dandenong's fine. It's either the best at everything or in the middle. So let's take that out. So we're going to say the Sunshine or Reservoir. It really doesn't matter which one you say. You're going to have a hard time arguing Dandenong though. So I'm going to say, for 1 mark, I've got to propose. What does that mean? My idea, I propose that, in this case, close the Sunshine factory. There you go, 1 mark. Now, you've got to justify it. It's like when your parents say, justify your behavior. Why did you get home late? You've got to have 3 reasons, okay? So in this case, I'm going to justify why I should shut Sunshine. And I'm just going to pick 3 KPIs. Which 3? Well, maybe not the ones, workplace accidents and staff turnover. They're not too bad. So I'm just going to pick the other 3. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do, say, my KPI, rate of productivity growth, the data, plus 2%, and why this is bad. Okay, we can't just say, oh, because it's the worst out of the 3 factories. You've got to say, well, that's because we're making less stuff. We're less than 4 times productive. Therefore, if we're making the least amount of wheels. Close it. Second mark, which KPI? Level of wastage. What is the data? 9% of all inputs will not be turned into outputs. Okay, yeah, okay, why is that bad? You can't just say, oh, because it's the worst out of the 3 factories. We've got to say it's because every unit you waste is time, money, and labor wasted. Get rid of this factory. Thirdly, I'm going to close it because of customer complaints. That's my KPI. That's my data, 17 per year. But why? Don't just say because it's the worst out of the 3. We've got to say, well, customers are the lifeblood of the business. They buy the products. If they're not happy, well, we've got no business. Shut the Sunshine factory.